Hello everybody, KingBing here. It's August of 2018. I've done some updates to my shed, added some tools, presented some challenges as to where to put them in my 8x10 shed. So I want to show you what I've done. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. You notice I still have the setup for my table saw, the in-feed, out-feed table. Everything's labeled, and the only thing you will find in my shed touching the floor is a wheel or a leg. Makes it pretty easy to clean up. Added just a few tools here, nothing really big. Everything here you'll pretty much see in the first two videos. I did want to give a little bit of character, so I bought a couple antique tools like this rasping file at the antique store and this antique drill. So I don't want to completely clutter my shed with all these collectibles, but I do want to have a few just to give it a little bit of character. I did make a change to my shadow board. I really wasn't using the wrenches, so I took those off and painted the board white. So now I have room for my miter board level and a few other items I haven't added yet. So I will continue to add as we go along. And you can see, as in my first two videos, I'm pretty happy with the labeling. Not everything is labeled, but it's very, very close. And I actually bought a labeler to make it a little easier. So the labels are going to look a little different. So you might see some labels that don't quite match. That's because I'm in the process of changing these labels out for these labels. I can make those labels in about 10 seconds, so it's very convenient. I bought a Craig tool set, so I keep these right here. One of the things I did is I moved my shop back. It is no longer up on top where I used to keep it, because it's basically my dust collection system. So I set it up over here so I could easily switch it out from my miter saw to my table saw when I get it out. And also I can just pull the back of it off and use it to clean. So it's worked out very well. The wheelbarrow had to go. I no longer have room for it, as well as rakes and shovels, because I've added a few new tools. Only one is new, the other one isn't. I found this bandsaw for about 60 bucks at the reuse store. I did have to get a blade for it, but put the blade on it. It's working great. The problem is, with the shed being small, I can't just keep it out in the middle of the room, so I needed to make it very mobile. So basically all I have to do is, if I need to use it, and I don't have it bolted to the table yet, but the table has legs on it. So I just put it right here in front of my workbench, plug it in behind, and go. And once I'm done, I can just unplug it and I can put it back in its home. Now behind that is the drill press I bought, and it is new. I got it for, I believe it was $110 at Canadian Tire. They had a big sale, and there was one left, and I grabbed it. I'd been scoping out drill presses for quite a while. So again, the drill press, the same thing. When I need to use that, I just pull it out. It's on wheels. Put it in front of my workbench, plug it in, do my thing, and then put it back over in the corner when I'm done with it. So it's a very simple process, and it makes use of a small space. So it's worked out pretty well for me. And I've finally added a fire extinguisher to my shed. I think every shed should have that. Got a new light, so now I have several lights using the Ryobi batteries. I added a reciprocating saw that came in handy when I had to put paver pit in for my cornhole board over here, because it's right between two pine trees. Lots of roots I had to cut out. So that tool came in very handy. Speed saw cutter. And like I said, all my shovels and rakes are now outside. I do have a few what I call gardening tools still in here that I haven't morphed out there yet, and I'll show you where they're at soon. One of the coolest things I did was to add these charged battery holders. So this is for the 4.0 batteries, and in the back this is for just the one Ryobi batteries. So there's two different sizes. Before they would sit on my table and I wouldn't know what was charged and what wasn't. So now I took advantage of the ceiling space, and I also made these holders for my drills, so they're very easy to get to. This has worked out well for me. A new addition to the shed is this label maker I bought for 22 bucks at Staples. They don't get you for that, they get you for the cartridges, and I have different colored cartridges so I can keep making my customized labels. This board's the same. I also added this little squaring fixture that I use when I'm making small things, and it just slides right in here like so. Worked out nicely. Over here nothing really new. Hung my headlight up and my goggles so that they're nearby when I need them. Should always wear goggles when you're running power tools. Everything here is the same. Everything up here is the same, except I added a Dremel set, the Craig set, and I'm going to make a sandpaper holder here so it's all organized. Right now it's not all that organized. And of course the loft. My next project is to change this. It's starting to accumulate a lot of different size and different style boards, including barnwood. It's hard to get to the back, so I'm going to tear this down, and I'll have a left and I'll have a right. That way I can just go right up to the side and grab it. So that's going to be probably a project for next year. We'll see. So as you can see, there's nothing on the floor except legs and wheels. And for now I took all of my rakes, shovels, and all that and put them on the side of the shed. It's very hard to see this, so it's not really an eyesore. Soon I'm going to make a cover for it so that it can withstand the elements. So that's the update for the shed. Probably won't have another one this year. I'll do another one next year just to show some of the changes. Because as I continue to buy tools, you have to find homes for them. So it makes it very challenging. But I'm up to that challenge. So just a quick look at some of the other things in case you missed the first videos. That's it. See you next time.